Hello.
Floppy Raiders from Belgium have joined. End of line.
Ben and Raiders, hello and welcome. Ben, you should be excited here. Okay, for some reason that was super duper quiet for me. Let me double check what's going on with Deck Talk. Make sure that I don't have... I'm gonna turn that up and see what happens. Okay. Okay. So, here's the deal, okay? I've finished editing the video on the scanner. Could be tad louder. Okay, that's good to know. I'll keep that in mind. Maybe it's not.
Michael subscribed with Prime. They subscribed for 48 months, currently on a 48-month streak, and says multi-monitor shenanigans for the win. End of line.
Nakalak, thank you for the Prime sub and for 48 months there. I appreciate that. So here's the deal. I was researching a couple more things to try and...
Are we designing aided by a computer CHER 100?
I don't know what we're going to do.
Philip Andrews subscribed at tier 1. They subscribed for 30 months. And says all the IBM all the time. End of line.
Spooky, thank you for the 100 bits. Philip, thank you for the 32 months there. I appreciate that. Okay, let me explain this. While I was researching for the video on the scanner, okay, I needed to talk about the 8514 some more to try and relate, you know, what horrific things it's doing are, and I was trying to research more about the 8514. Fun fact, there are no advertisements for it.
360S subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 30 months. And says if the calendar was decimal, this would be 3 years. But that won't happen, so this joke has hit the end of line.
I did at least 30 here. I may have said 32. That was what I was trying to go backwards from 32. Anyway. It's fine. Gogo Gadget, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 30 months as well. Okay. Was trying to research 8514, came across I don't even remember what it was at this point. There was some graphic on some website or something. I don't know.
100 everybody sing along with the PS/2 song. From where I stand, I see pain, suffering, and misery. End of line.
Ben, thank you for the 100 bits. I found some website talking about the 8514, and in that website, they had a graphic that showed something about multi-monitor with the 8514. Now, I already knew that this was possible, but I had not seen anything that was period correct really talk about it. Ben, I know you looked to see if Lotus 123 would support it, and I think we found that potentially AutoCAD can. So here's the deal. I want to be done with this computer, but I really like the idea of using multiple displays on a vintage computer. And it is entirely possible on this weird machine because of how this works. So this is hooked up to the 8514. This is hooked up to the internal video controller. All right. In theory, in some way, it should be possible to drive these two independently. So I want to see if we can do that today. So here's what I've got. I've got my copy of AutoCAD R11, and we're going to see if that will work. The answer is it won't work, for one very obvious question, or reason. But yeah. Hey, when we had to use AutoCAD to do PCB layout in school, oh, that sounds brutal. Yeah, there's one very obvious reason that this will not work. And I'm not exactly sure how we're going to solve this, but I know it is solvable. So, this is an actual full copy of AutoCAD R11. And it has all the stuff we need, including look at this book. Okay, like that. Wow. Anyway, that's not the thing. There it is. Oh, I didn't realize it was in the foam. Yeah. So do you see the problem? I can't believe I didn't think about this part in the video on the PS2, because this is very much an issue, and I know IBM had ways of solving this, but they didn't do themselves any favors here. So, my copy of AutoCAD is 1.2 meg, 5 1/4. This is a 3.5 inch, 144 meg system. So, how do we get those in there? Now, there are a couple of methods that we could take, and we're kind of getting into the investigations concept here. There are several things about this that are very complicated. So we may not even use my real discs here. I am not sure. We might not... we might try and find a copy on like WinWorld or something. I don't know if they have AutoCAD on there. Let me get this out of the way while I explain some more things. This is something that I am pretty sure we're not going to be able to use at all, but just in case, I do have this. So this yeah, folding, yeah. Okay, so this is the AutoCAD R11 extension for Windows. This allows you to run or convert the AutoCAD R11 package to work on Windows. Fun fact, we will never put these discs in a computer. Ever. I don't have spares. That's annoying. Okay. Apparently I'm going to have to remake spares. I don't know where they went. So here's the deal. Basically, it just converts the whole thing over. But AutoCAD, at this time, is very, very super stupid and annoying. So when you install AutoCAD, it asks you for your name, your company, whatever, serial number probably, and then it rewrites the disk, and it encodes all of that information into the disk. You cannot change it, and it rewrites your original media. It's super dumb. So you'll notice disk 1 here has the notch cut out, whereas disk 2 does not, because disk 1 has to be writable. So here's the fun thing. This isn't even an actual version of AutoCAD. You have to buy R11 still to be able to even use this. This is just a conversion kit for Windows. But when you install this on top of your existing DOS version, it copies your registration information from your DOS version to this.
How is this different to AutoCAD now? End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits, and Ben, thank you for the 100 bits. I think I missed that. So, this is a brand new, unused copy of AutoCAD R11. It has never been registered. I've already imaged this. I think I put it on archive.org. Maybe I didn't. I don't remember. But I did image this.
Spaukin is gifting 5 Tier 1 subs to TechTankits community. They've gifted a total of 255 in the channel. End of line.
Spooky, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I really appreciate that.
They've subscribed for 40 months, currently on a 40-month streak. And says MicroStation is greater. End of line.
Schmide, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 40 months. I appreciate that. So here's the deal. At somewhere around here, I guess I probably lost it. I think I made a copy of the first disk for this because it copies the registration information from this floppy, the first one of the DOS version, onto this, and I am not the one who registered this. This has the information for the person who originally bought it or whatever. And I don't want that copied onto my brand new copy. So if we end up actually using the 1.2 meg disks, we have to make another duplicate of the initial disk there. It's really super dumb. And then this, this is unrelated. This is just for giggles. This is what you get when you registered AutoCAD. I actually found this completely separate from everything else.
And says, I wonder how the desktop will pronounce microtik. End of line. GOGOGADGET 360 SIZHER 100. I'm not saying that AutoCAD is annoying, but I'm not saying that either. At least they are 5 1/4 discs, so they fit on the PS/2. Oh, wait. End of line.
Remy Cap, thank you for the Prime sub and for 21. It's been a while since I've had to do that. 24, 16 for 21. Thank you, Remy Cap. And Go Gadget, thank you for the 100 bits. So, yes, this is what you would get for registering AutoCAD. And I don't think it's in here because I think it is in the CalComp drawing board too, but you get the CAD insert pad. Other fun fact here. So you get a copy of Catalyst magazine. Oh, Hallicroft is your favorite doing electrical design in AutoCAD. And literally, this is poetic, okay? So I think I managed to recover this recording. Okay, the reason I bought all of this is for that Tritech computer. And when you flip the first page in this, boom, it's right there. It's literally TriStar, TriCAD. I thought that was amazing. So the first time I ever saw that, I'm pretty sure I have that recording still. But yeah, so that's what all that is, but there's no software in here because, again, it was just the registration bonus thing. Basically got you the card for use in your CalComp. So, I have no idea what these are, by the way. Maybe for like an unsupported CAD pad and you want to just register it. So we got to figure out two things. How are we going to get AutoCAD R11 onto this machine? Does it support the 8514? And then optionally, does it work with the Windows version? Because I have no clue. So, yeah, that's everything now. So that's where we're at. Now, there are a couple of options. We could HFE image my original discs and then use the GoTech to emulate them and pop them in that way. So if we just image everything, we could do it that way. That might be how I did it the first time. That might be why I don't have a copy disk in there. Oh, I forgot there's a bonus thing. This was a more recent acquisition than I forgot about. So this is kind of cool. AutoCAD 386, that is what that is. 1011 and 286 1011 release drivers for HP plotters. AutoCAD 12 drivers for HP plotters. These are HPGL driver discs for AutoCAD R11. Actually 10, 11, and 12. I have all of them here. So I haven't actually imaged those. But yeah, so that's another thing I've got, and I figure what would go along well with that, if everything just goes here great, is, you know, the old GPIB MCA card. So, if everything goes super swimmingly, maybe we try and plot from the PS2 over GPIB.
They've subscribed for 50 months. And says AutoCAD PS. End of line. Chlorocoon says CHEER 100. Now you just need the plotter. End of line.
For some reason, it is incredibly quiet for me. Like, I keep talking over you guys because it's ridiculously quiet. I have no idea why. Technically, there are buttons I can use to change the volume, but I don't think that works with the transmitter. So, anyway. I'm a cat. Thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 50. Holy moly. 32, 8, and then 10 is 48, 50 months. Thank you so much. And Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Now you just need the plotter. There is no IBM HPIB plotter. It's just the 7540 in the background that we would probably use. Maybe if we're feeling spicy, 7545 or the 45, whatever the 8-pen plotter is. I need to wipe off this lens. It's reflecting like a goober on the top. There we go. Okay. I'm guessing it's more likely the HP specific ones are just better, but yeah, I don't know why either. Okay. So, what do we think the best course of action is here? Do we want to image everything? Obviously, you guys want me to image everything. Why am I even asking? Okay, so we go ahead and image everything, and then we'll convert them to HFE files to put on here so that it can do whatever wonky copy protection stuff that it wants to do easier, and then we'll try and install it. I think that's probably the way to go. Yeah, Sanity, I know, right? It's ridiculous. Stupid PS2 nonsense. The only reason I'm doing this is because I want to do multi-monitor AutoCAD, and I know if I stop because I'm so sick of this stupid little tiny computer, I will never get back to it. So, yeah. Yeah, it's just my headphone volume that's really bad with the .cock. Okay, so I got bad news. Somehow I broke video capture for my desktop computer. Also, I accidentally left it doing remote desktop for 20 minutes, so rip like 4 gigs of data. So, I don't know. There's no good way for me to capture video over there right now. You know what? Let's just see. Maybe I'm wrong. If I hit workstation, can it figure out the stuff to make this work? No, it can't. Cool. So, give me a moment. I gotta finagle with HDMI cables down there. Because, yeah, I bumped something. I was trying to set it back up so I could use my plasma again. I'm going to turn this off. And I think I unplugged the HDMI cable for the computer. So one moment. I'm just going to do a thing here so I can actually read chat over here. Recently got a Model 30 and 55 very cheap. So I'm between hyped and terrified of working them after your series. Well, I think at least one of those is an ISA model, so it's not as bad, but it's still not amazing. Okay, now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to be able to switch this back and forth. Let's see, if I click capture, okay, so I can do that to check. All right. You know how we built...
CHER 101 moment, please wait. Wrong YouTuber/streamer. End of line.
Yeah, I don't know that reference, but thank you for the 100 bits, Chloe. Okay. PS2 value point? I don't know. I don't own a value point, and after all of this, ain't no way I'm buying any more post-AT IBM hardware, that's for sure. So where does the cable coming from... Well, that seems... That can't be right. Hold on. All right. So one of these is... It's, okay, it's that. Does that go... What? It can't be that. Let me see if I can illustrate to you guys why this is such a pain. Here's what I'm looking at. So I gotta figure out which cable goes to the back of this, the IN1606, and yeah, one of the HDMI ports is dead. And it should be routed to one of the HDMI keystone plugs that are back there. And I don't remember which one it is. And fun fact, cable management is not possible in a giant void, so they all just are right there. So that's what I got to figure out. One of those cables is for this computer, and I don't know which one. On the plus side, at least you know where the cables are. Yes, I know where half of all of the cables in the known universe are, yes. So yeah, that's what it takes for me to be able to do all of the video routing nonsense that I do for the streams. I did actually set this up on stream. Hold on, I'm gonna need to trace back to the cable that comes from the computer here. Where is it? It's this one.
DOGOGADGET 360 SIZHER 100. Have you considered using an automatic computer-aided design program to design the wiring and cable layout? Perhaps something around long enough for, say, 11 releases? End of line.
Honestly, it is pretty good when I don't need to make any changes. But when I gotta change something, then it gets really bad. Okay. So it's going to that. All right. Wait, that's... What? Huh, okay. That doesn't seem right. I love it when that happens. Ow. Nah, that can't possibly be right. Showing there's cable management. It's nice when not observed, yeah. Okay. Piece of blue tape. I just need to track down where the cable going out from the computer, actually the KVM, ends up. I'm pretty sure it's this. Right? Hold on. So, yeah, got to be that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Why is... Huh? I swear the output is plugged into... What if the outputs for the IN 1606? It's not plugged to an input. How is that even possible? Ugh. What? Huh. Okay. Well, this is happening. Yeah, it should end up on input 3 after this, if I'm right. Okay. And...
Chlorocoon says CHEER 113
that.
is why I'm taking care with cabling my IN 1606. I've seen all of yours and Machenko's and I'm trying not to go that way. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Coco Gadget, thank you for the 100 bits as well. Okay. So the main issue with all of this is not that it is the 1606, it's that it's the 1606 and the DVS 510 and the IMX or the MX whatever 866 and then the data path. There's a lot of video capture hardware in this rack. If it was just the IN 1606, it wouldn't be that bad, which is basically how I have it set up at home. That setup is way simpler than this one. But you still just need like 15 pounds of cable no matter what, so there's only so much you can do. All right. Now to solve the next problem. We gotta image stuff. And because it would make too much sense for me to just, you know, have something set up for imaging. Well, here's the thing. I did, and then cabling happened, and then it doesn't work anymore. So I don't have a setup right now for imaging, and these are 1.2 meg discs, which are a little weirder. Takes to broadcast an entire TV channel. Well, yeah, because they got like 3 cameras, and then they just add in video. Actually, they don't even do like video capture. They just cut to a regular feed or something. Anyway, yeah, they don't need to capture VGA or composite or something at random. Their setup is too rigid. Also, my local broadcasters screw up so much. You would not believe. Ugh. Okay. Alrighty. Trying to decide how I want to do this. I have a couple of options. Some of them are slightly interesting. You guys want to take a riskier approach? I don't even have to finish that question. I know what the answer is going to be. Ow, 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 ow. Ah. Okay. We actually get to document something that I have no idea what is if we do this. Why is the webcam not going away? There we go. Weird. All right. So I need a 1.2 meg drive connected to the Grease Weasel, and I don't have that, but I do have this enclosure that I've been meaning to check out that has, I believe, a 360K drive in it, which would be good for writing, but look at this thing. It's crazy. Have you ever seen a drive like that? This thing's nuts. So I figure we can put it in next to that thing, and then we will have a dual enclosure that's got power. Maybe we'll test if the power works. Because yeah, that'll let us have a nice box for the 5 1/4 inch drives. And then we can just plug that into the Grease Weasel. Also, maybe I should take the drive out and clean the whole thing first. So let me just work on that for a moment here. Because the PCB is not supposed to be tan. All right, what do you think? Is my power switch for the printer or the vacuum gonna hold today? Nope. That is horrifying. Let me just go move it over one. Also, I'm gonna have to remove the drive. Let me do that first. Get more Grease Weasels so you can put it into the case. Also in the 8-inch case. Yeah, I do need one to just put in the 8-inch case for sure. I did buy a bonus one that I now basically have permanently connected to a 3.5-inch drive. So I have one that I could probably permanently connect. You know what? Screw it. Let's just build one into here. We'll just do that while we're at it. So we'll just run a USB cable out of this. All right. I wonder if this is double-sided or not. I actually have no idea. I also want to document it because I have no clue what it is. Wow. This thing was torn apart and open for a long time. Okay, let me swap out the head on the vacuum for the brush. There we go. Jeez. Capacitors. So, not that bad, bottom versus top. Look at the stepper motor. There we are. All right, time for my usual. Notice here, this is not your ordinary vacuum. This is a special vacuum made by the company Atrix, and it is an ESD safe vacuum. I can take a multimeter, set it to beep mode, touch the bristles, touch the tube, and maybe we just actually do a real resistance measurement. I can see from here to here it is 1.5 mega ohms because it is designed to discharge electrostatic buildup. So don't try this at home, basically. All right, let's document this drive because this thing is incredible. So it's a direct drive motor. I assume this is 360 bytes. Double density. That's the non-weird way of phrasing it. That coolest latch of all time. Put giant ESD safe logo on the sticker heads. Dude, no one would believe that. They would all think it's a joke. Yeah, like I said, I was not all there for that comment. Most ridiculous floppy door ever. Okay. Let's see if we can find any information about this thing. So this is an Excello Corporation. It is an it is an RFD480 floppy drive. Is it 360K? All right, there is information about it on BitSavers. 5 1/4 inch flexible drive. Okay, pried up to 500 kilobytes. Unformatted disks varying up to 1 megabyte. Yeah, so it's 360K. Okay. Number of tracks per diskette. It's double density. Okay. They're the weirdos that say, "Oh, look, it's 80 tracks because it's double-sided." And yes, it is double-sided. There are 2 heads. Yeah, it's a strobe disc on the bottom for speed checks with an incandescent bulb. Okay, so we will put this back in. Next to it, we're just putting a TI GF50. What? What? So, no, that's wrong. Is that Sony height? I don't have a loose OAD 30 right now. I mean, that's not strictly true. What are these ones in the SMC 70? Hold on. You know what? I'm just bringing the drive to that thing. Also, these don't seem like they're the full normal height for it. One moment. Okay. Okay, SMC 70. Okay, this is going to drive me nuts. One moment. One moment. Enjoy some carpet. Oh, yay. Wonderful carpet. So much carpet. Delightful carpet. Look at all that carpet. It's such carpet. Wonderful carpet. Okay. Jonos. Oh my gosh. It's a 5 1/4 inch drive that's basically OAD 30 sized. What? I have never seen this before. Holy moly. Okay, hold on. I gotta take a real photo of this. There is no way for me to do this without doing horrible things as Jonas. Hold on. I gotta remove the keyboard. Okay, I want something. Yeah, that's it. This will work. Actually, this is smaller. There we go. Look at it. That's ridiculous. Huh. Okay, I'm going to take a photo of this. So for those of you who may not know what I'm going on about, the first 3.5 inch floppy drives, which are the ones that I just showed you in the Jonos Escort there, were made by Sony. Excuse me. And they're a size that I have not been able to determine the origin of. They're just different. And they're the only drives I've ever seen that are that size until now. So it's kind of blown my mind that this apparently Excello Corporation drive in a Remex division is the same height. For some reason. Need to swap camera back? Oh, you're getting, yeah, whatever. Okay. If you want to be a perfectionist on the original looks, it's a steel, it's only, okay, well, hold on here. I got an ace in the hole. I wasn't concerned about completing it, and what I thought it was going to be good to just have it be one, because I have a full unit as well. Huh, though, that's weird. So for the record, this is called half height because it is half the height of a standard drive, like literally half the height. Whereas that one is, I am pretty sure it comes out to closer to 2/3. Dude, what on earth? They had too many drugs in the 80s. That's all there is to it. I don't know. Just wow. All right. Man-made horsepower comprehension. I know, right? Like, what the heck? Well, I don't see any reason not to continue because I don't have the extra drive for it. So we'll still slap this in there. We're just I don't know what on earth.
Hawkins says that's the ultimate use case for a 3D printer. Printing key adapter for the Codec.CHER 100. End of line.
Let's compare the beige filament color I have to this. Oh my gosh, that is close. A little bright, but it's not far off. So yeah, I could build or print a filler plate to go around this. Unfortunately, this one's a lot darker, but it still looks fine. All right, well, unexpected turn of events there. Let's mount up everything in here, and then I gotta clean up the top.
100 dot surprised you didn't notice till next to other drive dot. End of line.
The latch mechanism being so weird was throwing me off. I was distracted. But Schmide, thank you for the 100 bits, and Spooky, thank you for the 100 bits as well. I need a floppy cable, hold on. And to blow my nose. Okay. Chef Radar, we're doing that, but we're going to use a grease weasel to make it a modern computer to do that. Okay. So that's perfect. You know, hopefully this is standard Shugart wiring. Yeah, it should be fine. Actually, it's pretty well labeled. DS 0, 1, 2, and 3. So I think this was being used with a Coco when I got it. So this is DS1. I believe that is what we want for IBM PC usage. So that's good to know, just for kicks. Wow, this one had the lid on and it got, oh my gosh, it's way worse. Good Lord. It's a different stepper motor. So DS1 on that one. DS1 on that one. Oh, these were set up for a PC. That's weird. Huh. Oh, we'll just leave it like that, just to annoy you guys. All right. How much did that vacuum cleaner cost? I don't remember. I would definitely say it was worth it, though, whatever it was. I don't remember it being horrendous. It wasn't... I think it was just fair. Like, if you were buying a vacuum cleaner for use in a location like this, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, there is no fan in here. Matter of fact, if I am seeing this correctly, power is just a bunch of, it's literally LM7805s and LM7812s on a rectifier. Oh my gosh. That is the world's most basic power supply. Holy moly. Literally, any one of you, even if you think you don't know any electronic stuff, you could make a power supply that is equivalent to this. Like, literally, 120 goes in there. It connects to maybe these? I don't know. That's a little horrifying. Those are only 35 volt. And then it goes, oh, there's a transformer. Okay, so it goes into the transformer, gets knocked down, goes into the diodes, gets bulk smoothed like no one's business, and then outputs over 7805s and 7812s. It's definitely a keep it simple, stupid power supply. That is for darn sure. This power supply will survive the heat death of the universe. It is so basic. All right, let's pop in power on this one. And power over here. And then, oh, will this just not reach? All right, I gotta find a cable with a longer space between two things. The big caps will dry out, yeah, but are they even gonna be needed? Just wait, I'm gonna replace them with $50 worth of ceramic capacitors. All right. It needs to be longer than that. That is technically longer, but I don't like all the other cables being in there. This one, this one might be perfect. Hold on. Way longer. Okay, let's try this. I'm also gonna go grab the grease weasel. I'm just gonna cram in here. Grease weasel says, I'm in here now. Okay. PWM floppy drives with 120 hertz DC. They'll like it. Okay. I'm making this A. I don't know, it just feels right to have the 360K drive be the A drive. Assuming it'll reach. Oh my gosh, still? Ugh, I think it will just barely. Good grief. It's the exact amount of slack needed to make that work. No more, no less. Holy moly, okay. Now we gotta get them attached. I like cheating and hanging stuff off the edge of the desk. Are either of these from the boom drive batch? No. Those are all 5 1/4. Those also came from eBay. This was a local pickup. So it has Arizona history, which means they're probably all perfectly fine. Oh, you're kidding me. These have different mounting depths too? No, it can't be true. It's just being weird. That's all. Come on. They're the same screw size, right? Oh my gosh, this is like jamming right up against the transformer back here. This qualifies as a sneak, but I'm not sure I like it. The whole thing here. I can't get the drive to go any further back because of the transformer. I'm gonna loosen the transformer and see if maybe it can shimmy around a little bit. Well, I want to remove the TAC. Double check these are the right thread type for this. Because it doesn't feel like it. My hair is being just like extra in the way today. Yeah, I think these are the fine threads. Yeah, no. This can go on the side, but it can't go on the bottom. So I need different screws for the 1.2. The 5 1/4 usually are case screws. Yeah, there we go. That's it. Yeah, the fine threads. All right, let me find a couple of these, preferably in black so they match, because for some reason this uses black. There's one. My phone going off. Hold on. There's one. Oh no, my GoDaddy products will expire soon. I only haven't had a product with them since like 20 years ago. There's one. And there's one. Okay. Now I said no, it can't be true, and now I've got the Toy Story music stuck in my head. Way to not support local businesses? Yeah. Okay. You wanna hear a funny story? So there was a job convention that I was randomly reached out to about, that was going to be specifically hiring for GoDaddy. And I think I was just contacted through LinkedIn or something. And they're like, hey, we're looking to hire people in your area at GoDaddy. And at the point I was like, I think I just got my programming degree or something. I was looking for a job like that. So that's why I was posting on LinkedIn or something. And like, that sounds excellent. I'd love to go there to the job convention and see if that would be a good fit. And I get there, and the job convention was specifically for hiring women in the IT field, and they didn't get any farther than my name being Shelby. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And I did not know until I was there. So it was women and me. And oh my God, no, it's my name, RF Programmer, 100% my name. You have no idea how much in my life the name has caused problems. I have long hair, so I fit in, yeah. He hasn't cut his hair since that day. They thought I was a woman. Yes, because of my name, yeah, all the time, constantly. Like when I had braces and I was going to the orthodontist, I saw on my medical chart for them, patient is male in bright red caps. Because I'm pretty sure at some points they had marked me as a no-show because they went out and looked in the lobby and there was no woman there. God, it was awful. At least your first name isn't Carol or Sue. Tax I was rejected due to MD's policy on long hair because student ITH person has long. Ah, wow, that's ridiculous. Yeah. Named after Carol Shelby. Yes, you are correct. That's just, yeah, 100%. All right. So in theory, this will all work. You know, I kind of wish... there's 7805s. It's not like there's anything that's going to happen. I was going to say, I kind of wish I tested the power supply before I plugged the FD55 GFR in there, because I don't know if it works. And now they're mounted and I can't get to the connectors. I have to test it first. I can't not. I have to do it. Okay. So let's check voltages on this. Yeah, smoke test time it is. For the power supply only. I did unplug power. Don't ask me how I'm going to plug it back into this drive. That's a future Shelby problem. Okay. Let's see what we get. It is off, theoretically, maybe. Okay, set this to voltage. Having a drive plugged in is a good test, though. It is for load testing. 7805s and 7812s should be able to regulate without a load, so this should be okay to just get a read on whether or not it's working at all. Okay, you know what would be cool is if I could be not right over it, but let's just do it anyway. Okay, 12 volt. Looking good. I am going to split 5 and 12 over the cables because they only have the ground next to 5 and I don't want to risk shorting. And there's 5. Okay, it's all good. And hey, what do you know? We just reformed the caps. At least offer you a gift bag. I think I did get something, yeah. The other really confusing thing at that time is that was when they were doing the, I don't know who it was, I think she was a NASCAR driver ads, but they were not what I would call respectful to women at GoDaddy. So I don't know, maybe they're just trying to change their image or something. Yeah, so Philips 7805, 7812s, that whole series are pretty robust. Danica Patrick, that sounds right. I'm pretty sure she was a NASCAR driver. But I think they had like the most tech bro type ads of all time at GoDaddy. So yeah, it wasn't... I don't know, it was weird. All right, I think that's it. So then we just plug this in like that.
Wanting to change their image from useless sources. Not that they moved someone's domain last week with no authentication or anything. CHEER 100. End of line.
Ooh, ouch. That hurts, Chloe. I ditched them because they were doing that whole we're gonna keep upping your rates until the end of time thing. I don't like how this has literally no way of being led out without it being pinched on a hard piece of metal, but oh well. Oh, there is a way. You guys aren't gonna like this. There's a very perfectly safe way for me to route this cable out. They wanted 500 for an SSL cert. I think that was about what it was at that time too. Let's Encrypt was the new hot thing, so I set that up and I felt like I was the smarmiest guy around, just outsmarting them. Change the name to Go Mommy. I think that's one of those changes that would be somehow worse. Am I about to take a transformer out? No. No, see, the problem is I need to route the cable out, but this was designed to have a flat cable go out here. So there's a small recess down there that a flat flex cable would be perfectly fine protruding out of. And, you know, maybe I just do that. You know, I'm gonna. There's no reason to have this in there. So what I was gonna do is I was just gonna run the USB cable out over the FD55 GFR since it wasn't gonna fully cover it anyway. But nah, I'm just gonna route it out the back. Just have the grease weasel just hang out on the back. I could tape it to the chassis if I really care. Okay. Now I do want to set this aside for a moment. Because the inside of the chassis is just as disgusting. You can't really tell, but if I turn the exposure down a little bit, yeah. There we go. Much, much better. Oh, so what I did, Flare Spire, is I loosened the screws on the transformer, excuse me, so that it could push slightly further back while I was cramming the 1.2 meg drive in, because it bumps right up against it. Okay, do need it to have a reasonable cable path, though. That will kind of sort of work. All right, the fun thing is this I'm pretty sure is designed to, well, it screws into the drive and the rear. So I should be able to screw it in 3 places because I'm not sure a screw is going to align on the TIAC. There we go, looks great. Oh, you know what? It's got to be a total coincidence, but you know what I'm seeing there? Total coincidence. It's got to be. But let me. Oh, hold on. Let me avert a disaster here real quick. Okay. I don't know if I have one, but yeah, Slim ODD. I think it would fit. Let me see. I mean, there is one from the Optiplex GX1, but I think it's at home still. This'll work. Okay, so it's not going to fit in there perfectly, but it'll give us a rough idea. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. It's a little too wide, but that's amazing. Could totally put it in there. Yeah, that's not wide, Easy-Act. Don't get your hopes up. Here, just for you. That's not wide. There is a way where if I very gently release my hand from the camera, I can absorb most of the motion. I try to do that, but it's really hard. You have a slim 3.5-inch FDD that would fit in there. It would be the ultimate drive ripping enclosure then. I should look for one of those. From a tangent to another tangent. Yeah. Today... Don't worry, we're doing this the whole weekend. My real objective for this weekend is to film a mail video. So if we just end up wasting a bunch of time here, I'm not that concerned. Wow, that's not correct. Also, these washers are preventing the case from going all the way down. What were they thinking? Let me see. Does it even thread? A Cooler Master case? Oh, yes, you do. I had to think about it. No, that's a printer stand. Okay, let's take this off. Hold on. What threads? Okay, that is it. Oh man,
That is
this is gonna
X
suck.
subscribed at tier 1. They subscribed for 14 months, currently on a 14-month streak.
I mean, you
And
might
says,
be
oh,
easy.
it's been 2 whole weeks, oh wait, wrong time unit. End of line.
Swarm, thank you for the 14 months there. I appreciate that. You definitely see two. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, I'm going to loosen this so the drive can lift up, and then I will cheat and sandwich the whole thing down. This is not a well-designed case, I just got to say. It's really bad, actually. Maybe I should be using black screws. You know what? I don't care. As soon as the words left my mouth, I was like, actually, nah. Because all the rest of the screws are black. But whatever. Okay, let's see if the screw hole on the other side aligns. I'm going to guess not. Oh, actually it does. It aligns way better than the other side even. This one will be, I'm pretty sure, the full size thread for a drive. Although I'm still going to loosen it. Well, this drive doesn't have as much wiggle room. Nope, that's fine thread, metric thread. Although I can still put that one on the back. Stupid metric screws. Yeah, so this is all the 100 mil pitch ribbon cable. There are no EIDE cables in there. Those are all in a separate bin, so they are protected from me just rifling through. Because EIDE are special, not because of the 80 mil pitch, but because the end connectors on them actually short specific pins together to indicate that the drive can operate at a higher speed than normal. So all of the EIDE cables in existence cannot be recreated once they perish. So you should treat them very carefully. Are you using the power supply in there? That's the whole reason I'm using this thing. Almost as many ribbon cables are screws in the drive case, yeah. Isn't it possible to do that yourself? So, not really, because the way that the EIDE cables work is really weird. So, if I just, say I grabbed this and I just drew something here. Let's say you have 5 pins, all right? These two, let's say this is data plus. This is data minus, okay? An EIDE connector would only send or connect, actually let's make it 6 pins, okay? And then this one's ground, okay? So on a normal IDE connector, okay, these pins or conductors on the cable would not exist at all. So they just straight up aren't there. On an EIDE cable, these conductors exist, but they don't actually connect to pins on the motherboard. There is nothing there. Internally, some of them are shorted in the connector itself. There are more crimp points in the connector than there are pins coming out of it. So if you look at an EIDE cable, here, I can go grab one. Grab this and you can compare. So regular IDE, EIDE, they both have the exact same number of pins coming out of the connector, but this one has twice the crimp positions, and then internal to this blue connector, there are positions on this cable that are shorted to each other. So you would have to have, you just straight up can't do it. Like if you had a 1/2 mil pitch, okay, connector, it wouldn't plug into something like this then. You could, in theory, make a PCB that you solder this to and then replicate this and then have it a little adapter that comes out that could then just have like a standard 40 position IDC connector. That would work, but then you would have to solder this to a PCB. But yeah, these are completely different. This is totally unique, essentially. They're not connected to anything. They can't be signaling anything, right? Just extra shielding. So the way that it works is, I believe internally, some ground pins on this are connected to each other. And when you plug in a cable like this, it tests if you have an EIDE controller, if those particular pins are connected, and then it operates in EIDE mode. So I guess in theory, maybe you could connect the 2 pins on this cable to do that, but then you would have all the crosstalk. So maybe you could make one if you had an 80, no, but you can't crimp a standard 40 position connector on an 80 conductor cable. It's still not possible. You would need a special 40 position connector that is designed to crimp on this. Or make the adapter PCB. So I guess you could do it if you made an adapter PCB. There's a center ground bar that connects all the extra wires that the ground bar connects to the actual ground pins. Yes. So you can make the cable with interposer PCB, 80-way, transition headers 80-way, 40-way, drive controller. Yes. Bit nasty. Yeah, that's the thing. So you'd have to make some kind of weird adapter to do it now, as opposed to everything just being in the connector. All right, let's go try this. We're going to clean it first, obviously. Gonna pop it over onto the A-Vision, I guess. Actually, the A-Vision's not plugged in. Let me just remove it. Okay, if this works, this will be kind of sweet. Because this is gonna be way better than my other connector or drive enclosure setup. Oh, you know what? I haven't powered it with drives connected yet. Let's see if lights turn on or anything. I heard one seek, and the light blinked when I turned it off. Yeah, I think we're gonna be good. Okay. 3-inch long ID cable, useless for everything else. Yeah. Really long 80 conductor flex PCB under normal 40 pin header. That would work. You could do that. That would probably be the easiest way to just straight up manufacture a new one right now. All right, one moment. Let me grab the stuff for my phone. And you can see the cleaning process. Hold on. That works until it's extra sharp bend. This ribbon cable solution, yeah, I don't like this. But there aren't a lot of other good options for routing out this cable, though. So that would get pinched in an awkward position if I wasn't doing it this way. Okay. Nice back pops. Okay. Oh, about the flex ribbon. I mean, once you install it in the machine, it shouldn't be moving anymore. So I'm less concerned about that, actually, than I am this. Okay, phone float. Flip these around. That'll work. Okay. So let's do this for now. Okay. Oh, it's plugged into the wrong input now. Cool. All right. GW clean A or drive A. All right, let's see if this lights up and all works nice and happy here. So let me turn the enclosure on. And let me have the focus on the right window and okay. Ooh. Okay. That was fine. It just went too many tracks. So let's try drive B. Perfect. And that one actually has 80 tracks, unlike liar drive there. All right. Cleaning discs. Real quick, before I put that in there, tracks equal C01 through 39. Unrecognized arguments. Track. T. GW-H. Not G. H. And fine, clean. Guessing you have some sacrificial floppies to test with? I got plenty of floppies. I'm not as concerned about that. Oh, just sills. Okay, that's sure. Why not? Sills 40. Okay. Now we'll make sure that this doesn't slam. Hold on. I'm just going to power cycle the thing because I think it needs to pull the head back. There we go. Holy moly, it's fast. All right, that'll work. All right, that was not with the cleaning disc in there. That was just making sure that it wasn't going to smash its head again. Okay. disk re-wet. That's the coolest drive ever. And that's a lot of sound. Let's run that back. Swap drives. Why? Okay. Weirdo. There we go. Man, that's so much slower. I want my coffee. Hold on. I'm going to do one more on the other side, and then we'll call it. Oh, it's a weird latch mechanism on there. It's tiny vinyl cushion in the center to make it pleasant to press. That would be hilarious. All right, I'm going to do it one more time over here. I want to pay attention to what the eject mechanism looks like. I think it may have actually spring ejected it, but I don't remember. Dude, it's so fast. Okay, and yep, oh, dude, this drive's awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit for a moment, and let me grab. Let's find something to image. Just something random here. Okay. I'm gonna pick some random disks that were, I think, reformatted by the owner. Maybe they thought that was how you wipe the data. I don't know. Let's try reading this and see what we get. Actually, I need to go turn off that light. Too bad it's only 40 cylinders. In reality, 1.2 meg drives are useless. Because so few machines actually used them, there isn't as much need for them. The later DOS games that were released on 1.2 meg, or say this AutoCAD, are the rarities, because the overlap between 1.2 and 1.4 was pretty significant. So everything's moved to 1.4 very quickly. Okay, CD, archive, CD, test, dir, MK, dir, 525, box, CD, 525 box. Okay. GW, read, drive, A, dash T, C equals 0 through 39. Excuse me. Pretty sure that's correct. And then output track. You know what? Test dot 00 dot 0 dot raw. Okay, and we're just gonna do this real quick. View read dash H. Okay. Tracks T spec, and then that would be correct. Okay, I'm gonna just do full tracks, not dash T, because I don't know if it supports the abbreviated. And go. I don't like the random bearing noise, but whatever. It's looking like it's finding stuff. There's a number of cylinders, the only thing determining the speed here. There's no seek complete feedback from the drive, so check. Perhaps. I guess I never really thought about it. Maybe. That's probably correct. Alright. Where is... Where is HXC at? I really don't like the bearing sounds on this thing. Yeah, Already got deasserted during the seek? Okay, that sounds more correct to me. Bin. GW tools. Hold on, I bet we can do this. HXC. No, not FE. Where is it? It's not like I don't have HXE on here. Or HXC. Downloads. Do I not? Am I going to have to re-download this? Oh my gosh. All right. This is a problem. I'm going to download it from my server. Just kidding. Listen in the places area. That sounds... Yes, that is in fact it, probably. Why did I put it there? The Linux version is a pain to get working, so that was why I was not looking forward to that. For the record, the TX drive in here is one that was brand new that I put into the Windows 98 computer. That machine, the stupid motherboard in it, couldn't actually access 2 floppy drives at once. So I didn't actually ever use it in there. So it's probably read fewer disks than there are in the AutoCAD set in its life. So what I'm getting to is cleaning it was most likely not necessary. That probably put more wear on it than it already has. Holy moly, this is taking forever. I'm going to guess this did not read correctly, or that disk is weirdly formatted or something. No, I have never and will never used any AI for anything at all. Okay, track analyzer. Ouch. Huh. I cannot say I have ever seen HXC results that look anything like that. Also, what on earth is going on? I just realized that the cropping is all wonky on this. Hold on. I don't know what port this is. One moment. Zoom. No. Size. 1920, 1080. Want to bet? Menu. Hold on. I'm going to have to get to this. Hold on. What's the IP? 211. There we go. I'm gonna guess. Well, hold on, Ben. Why are there so many sectors? I don't think this was formatted as IBM. I think that's the entirety of the problem. I wonder if someone actually tried to format this as like a 1.2 meg. Let me go find some less weird origin disks and do that. First off, let me make sure it didn't shred the media. No, it didn't. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that that is a drive problem. I think that is a wonky formatting problem. Oh my gosh. Dude, I will never understand people who backed up data on floppy disks by just like putting an alphanumeric thing on there that you have to look up in a database and then literally nothing else because they're useless. Trying the 80 track drive? I could, yeah. I would like to know whether or not that this drive is good or not. Oh, huh. Hey, Ben, you want to see something funny? What was one of the versions that you speculated for Lotus that would work with 8514? It wouldn't have happened to have been Lotus version 2, would it? Okay, so we got Borland Turbo Debugger. That's what's the rule? I think, yeah. So 360K discs have the ring, so that is 360K. That's 2.0, 2.01 if the labels are black. Too early. Okay, that's good to know. Oh, 85. You know what? You're right. Yeah, that predates PS2. I should have thought about that. Okay, I got a weird problem here. The disc itself is too dirty to put in there. You can see dust in the window. So I'm not putting that in there. I don't know how that happened. So we'll put Borland Turbo Debugger in there instead. It may not seem like this is a sensible thing to back up, but think about this. How many people do you think have actually imaged that already? It's fine. Also, it's just something I got in a random set of media. That's not something I was actually looking for. Okay. I'm going to delete all of this because that was a bad read. And I'm just going to rerun the exact same command. Good Lord, those bearings.
Laura says CHER 100 watt bearings. And
yeah, I'm not sure there are any more in there. I don't think any lubrication is going to help these. I think they need to be replaced. Maybe I pop out one of the other drives and I put it in here.
Falcon says I can't bear hearing them any longer. CHER 100. End of line.
Oh, that reads a whole lot better when it didn't explode. I don't know. This seems like a wounded disc to me. Yeah, that really seems like a damaged disc. I think it's reading okay. I think it's just sounds horrendous. But I think it's reading okay. Spooky, thank you for the 100 bits if I didn't say it. Yeah, I will say though, I don't like the offset track here. That doesn't seem like it's probably the disc's fault. Yeah, everything else looks fine. Actually, if anything, the track-to-track speed variation looks really, really solid. Maybe even raw rod, yeah. All right, I'm going to read one more disc on this thing. I'm not feeling ultra super confident in it at this moment. We're going to read the Lotus 2.0 backup system disk. No, we're not. Good Lord. Okay, I'm going to guess all of these are like covered in mold or something. Actually, I think I'm going to run the cleaning disc through this again. Look at how poofy and warped the jacket is. Like, it... I don't trust this. Okay, the thing didn't explode. I'm going to find one of my discs, a real disc, and I'm going to try that. All of the labels on all of these discs in here are also warped and coming off. So I think like this, super bad moisture in it somehow. Let me try a slightly more precious disc. It's more likely to be readable. If your not backup system disk is the same, Bagsy, the label. I am not sure what you're trying to say, Ben. The backup system disk was the first one I picked up that looked the worst, though.
Who says CHEER 100 define warped on the scale of flat to chat. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, here is a backup disk for Quicken that looks phenomenal. So we're going to read this. It's so quiet now. What if all the bearing noise was because of friction inside of the jackets on those other discs because there's so much mold in there grabbing onto the magnetic media? It's completely silent now. Oh, gosh. We continuing this tomorrow? Yeah. Probably the whole weekend. I don't think I said it out loud, but my actual objective for this weekend is to film a mail video so I can clean up a little more. How could a disc make that racket? inside of a floppy disk jacket, there is a fabric lining to protect the disk from being scratched against the plastic outer jacket. And if water gets into that, like mold can grow on top of the felt pad and then it will grip the disk. That will in turn put weird stress on the motor that spins the disc, and it was probably pressing against the side of the bearing as it was spinning doing that. Yeah, that looks flawless. Okay. I'm satisfied with the drive. I think I actually really like the drive. All right, let's read all the AutoCAD discs. Yeah, the bearing might still need some help, but it's not that bad. All right. Ciao. Alrighty. So, unfortunately, my copy of AutoCAD is already registered. So, oh! That's interesting. I wonder what those are. I might have a... That might be where my registered version of the Windows AutoCAD is. I'm not sure. None of these seem to be writable. So, I don't know what those are going to be, but we'll find out. Wasn't that a 40-track drive? AutoCAD is 80-track. 40-track drive, 80-track drive. So we're going to put these in there and rip them using that. I was just doing this drive because I'd never tested this drive before, and if I was going to, have the whole enclosure be like ready to go, I just wanted to know whether or not this drive was good. So in the future, I know I can use this drive, and now I don't have to have it be a question mark. If I want to read a floppy, I can just pop it in there and go. Okay, I am pretty sure I have already ripped these. Let me see if I can find them on my server. The other drive is known good. That is the brand new TIAC GF55 or TIAC FD55 GFR that I put in the Windows 98 PC in 2018. So I know the full history of that drive. It's fine. I don't really care, Flare Aspire. I'm not going to bother. There are better things I can do. Okay, well, I already have these all ripped. So maybe we don't actually bother with this. Man, I'm all fancy. I even took photos of the discs. What kind of weirdo does that? All right, so maybe we just grab these off my server instead of wasting our time. Because we're not going to get this done in 10 minutes, that's for sure. Those 2 hours well spent? Honestly, it was, though, because now we just have a drive that's just ready to go. I can image whatever I want now. I've got one that's connected, one grease weasel that's permanently connected to a 3.5-inch drive, and now I've got that. So I genuinely feel that was 2 hours well spent. Plus, I don't feel that bad doing a very low-effort task after all of the horrendous nightmare that has been the PS2 stuff. So, all right, on the topic of there being only 10 minutes left, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for me to download all those files and use up my LTE data. So I will just bring them with me tomorrow, which means we are dead in the water. Need one more for the 8-inch drives? Not really. I mean, the 8-inch drives are the most done because they're just in the enclosure right there. They aren't loose drives. They have an integrated power supply and everything. I just have the cable that, I mean, it ends right here. This. I could put that inside the enclosure with a grease weasel, yeah. but it's the easiest to use out of the bunch just because they're such a pain to use. I have to leave them in there. Could clean that other drive enclosure? Not in 8 minutes. That's for sure. There's way too much dust in there. Spend 5 minutes looking through the AutoCAD manual, see 8514 support. You know what? Sure, yeah. Through the actual physical paper manuals? Yeah, we can do that. I'm just going to go ahead and turn off my phone. Or end stream early. I could end stream early, but I kind of like the idea of seeing if there's anything in the physical paper manuals that mentions the 8514. Ah, look at this thing. Look at that thing. The big book of AutoCAD. Couldn't find electronic copies of relevant manual. Do you think it's probably not reference manual?
100 TO, the manual's index 60s, Batchman and OISE left parenthesis. End of line.
So, installation and performance guide, is that what you're thinking? Well, you can't control F, but you can look at the index. Yeah, because then there's modeling extension and development system programmer's interface. I don't think either of those are relevant to what we want. There's a DOS-specific manual. Well, I got Auto Lisp, also not going to be relevant. And then installation and performance for 386. So let's look at this. Hardcover manual. Okay, you want to see something cool? You want a tangent on a tangent? Sorry, Ben, we're probably not going to get those done because we only got 6 minutes and I love what I'm about to show you. One moment. This is not the easiest thing to reach at the moment, but I think I can get it. Yep. This is one of my most cherished big box releases. Pod, because this one came from Australia and has a hardcover game manual in full color print. Okay, brown color print. How cool is that for a video game hardcover manual? All right, it's a full color, yeah. Covers same thickness as all the pages, it is, yeah. All right, so you're saying this is probably it. Okay, let's pop to the back, see if there's an index. All right. Hello. Well, that couldn't have gone any better. Okay. 104. Man, who would have guessed like having the actual manual would be helpful? Okay. Hold on, you know what I'm gonna do here real quick, like, all right? Before stream potentially ends, I'm going to flip through every page. Maybe it will be high enough resolution to actually be legible. Okay, well, there's only 2 pages. And then if we need something else, hopefully it's all there. Well, that's my one good idea for the stream, I guess. Yeah. Okay, let's read through this. Before using the adapter interface program, HDI load exe is supplied with the IBM personal... What? There's some kind of Okay, we need to find HDI load. Also, I can bring this back now. So we need to find HDI load. Font files. 2 font files are supplied with the system adapter. Okay, we need those. Wait, what does this run on? Depending on the display attached, 8514 display adapter works in either 1024 by 768 resolution or 640 by 480. Standard IBM PS2 supports 16 colors, 1024 768, and 256 colors at 640 by 480 reduced speed. You can expand operation to 256 colors full speed with the IBM Personal System Memory Expansion Kit. We have that. Driver automatically determines the operating resolution number of colors for the display and memory attached. AutoCAD 386, the driver for this display, is part of the AutoCAD executable ACAD and operates in protected mode. Okay. I'm going to guess the Windows version just works. Okay. So font files, we'll need to get those. AutoCAD configuration at the available display menu, choose the menu item for this driver. Then answer the prompts listed. Detailed configuration has 2 additional prompts. See detailed configuration on page 107. Last line on first page. Yes, hold on. Detailed configuration. Okay, I want multi-monitor. Select detailed configuration option, menu, 2 additional prompts presented at the beginning. Allow detailed configuration, page 35. 1 prompt lets you specify the location of the font definition files. They'll let you change default optimization for speed, resolution, number of colors. Okay, default font files as displayed. Font files go somewhere. Okay. Enter a drive letter at prompt. Remember, you can only change drive, not name of the directory, which will remain thing. For some configurations, a trade-off must be made. Speed, resolution, number of colors. I think we can max all of that out, so that's not as much of a concern. Experiment with these settings, one that is optimal for your system. It is the only video card. Last line of... Hold on. So what are you saying? Is the 8514 display the only display on your computer? Following this question, others by the graphics screen. I mean, it's literally impossible to have it be your only display. Because it can't actually do VGA. Huh. Well, this is going to be curious to find out. So esports for losers, yeah, I'm not as interested in the... I just got polishing compound on the mouse. I'm not as interested in the Windows version, especially because it's not going to do multi-monitor. But we are probably going to install it. Do you want to do everything on one screen? Do you want to do graphics on this, command line on another? Yeah, that's exactly it. If that is the intent behind that question... winner. It's going to be incredible. I should plug drives in tomorrow when we do it and actually record. So, yeah. 2 monitors. In answer, no. Yeah. So we'll figure that out when we get to it. Yeah. That's what it means. Oh, this is going to be exciting. Yeah. This is going to be exciting. Okay. Boom. This might be a fun stream tomorrow. One quick question. Okay, so the PS2 has full-size serial. Hold on, I just have to go rummaging for a moment. Don't worry about it. Rummaging's fun. We all like it, remember. Rummaging is how you get all the cool stuff. Oh gosh. Oh, that's heavy. That's big. Ugh. Not what I want though. Here we go. Oh. We can CAD tablet at the same time. So, I'll have that ready. It better or I'm gonna sulk. Yeah. All right. I'm excited. Tomorrow's stream should be very, very interesting. Okay. Well, on that note, it is time to wrap this stream up. So let me get my server up and running here so I can actually watch that the stream has ended. Okay. I don't think I said it for the last one, but thank you for the 100 bits. Dude, I'm excited. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. It's just like it's gonna work. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed that stream. I think that went pretty well. That was actually kind of a nice chill stream today. I really needed that after this last week. I may have added or got touch screen when. You know, Cellgen Studios sent me a touchscreen kit to install on a monitor, and I've been looking for the right monitor. This might be the right monitor. Not sure. It may be. Anyway, yeah, if you guys enjoyed this stream, you may want to follow to be notified when I go live again next. If you want to help support the channel, you can find me on Patreon or get a shirt like this one. But that's it for now, and I will see you next time. Yeah, there will be a new video tomorrow.